Okay, so today we started chapter 2. And so today, chapter 2 is going to be all about stuff we can, mathematical things we do with what we call the integers. All right, and again, integers is just our word for all the positive and negative numbers. All right, it's basically a synonym for that. So we don't have to say positive and negative numbers all the time. So we can just call those integers. And then don't forget 0. 0 is also a part of that group. Okay, now, so one of the things that we do with integers is something brand new for the kids. All right, it's a brand new symbol this year. All right, it's these two vertical bars. All right, and we would read this as the absolute value of negative 16. All right, that's how we would read that problem. What does it mean? Definition, distance from 0. Okay, so in our calculations, when we look at this, the absolute value of 16 is wanting to know how far is this away from 0, and it is how far away, it is from 0, and it is 16 units away from 0. So the answer would be 16. All right, pretty simple. Now we can do a variety of things with this. We can have the absolute value of negative 12, absolute value 3. All right, so we can have absolute values back to back. Again, we would read this as the absolute value of negative 12, which is 12. Absolute value of 3 is 3. And as we've learned from previous lessons, anytime we have two terms side by side, that's an automatic multiplication. So we would want to do 12 times 3 is 36 here. Okay, so we can do a variety of stuff. Let's see, another example that we might look at would be negative absolute value 12. All right, now this one's just a little bit different than this one up here. If you notice, this negative sign is out front. This negative sign was inside. All right, so the distance from 0 is 16 units. This wants the negative of that. Okay, so the absolute value of 12 is 12. But we got to carry our negative sign here. All right, because it's out in front, so it gets carried through. It does not disappear like it did up here. Different situation. So carry these negative signs through if they're on the outside. All right, so that should get you through some of your homework tonight. Again, the other half of our homework, when it comes to pre-algebra, you got to recognize that numbers and variables go hand in hand. All right, so another situation we may see here is a setup like this, which we read as the absolute value of AC. All right, and the way this problem as it is, there's not enough information provided for us to do anything. So somewhere, look in your directions, look off to the side, okay, but if you look off to the side, there should be some information provided or in the directions. So there's some numbers. So now our first step, as was in chapter 1, we should replace. So we put in our 5, put in our 9, substitute 5, substitute 9. Again, we have to make this catch. We have two terms side by side, so this means multiply. Unwritten, but it still means it. So we got the absolute value of 5 times 9, which is the absolute value of 45. So we get 45. Okay. We could even tie our exponents in here a little bit if we would like. We could do the absolute value of C, and then we got the absolute value of A squared. All right, so we could even tie our exponents in if you would like. Substitute, so we have the absolute value of 9, absolute value of 5 squared. Absolute value of 9 is 9. All right, this would be 5 times 5. All right, so we have 9 and the absolute value of 25. Okay, so we have 9 times 25. 5 times 9, 45, carry your 4, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we would get 225. Again, as always, if you have any questions, please bring them to class. We'll go over homework at the beginning, but this should be enough for you to complete it. Have a good night.